I think 2026 should be a good year for air cargo again. Last year was much better than I had expected going into the year because of all the turmoil around tariffs. I thought actually cargo might struggle a bit, but in fact they benefited from the tariff introduction, particularly in the first quarter. But when you look through the year, 3.4% growth, which is pretty healthy, and we're looking at 2.6% growth in 2026. Now, obviously, geopolitical issues are probably going to impact on that. But as we've seen, that can be a positive as much as it can be a negative. So I'm still optimistic about the outlook for 2026.
Well, if I had a crystal ball, Damien, I would definitely tell you, and also the rest of the world. I still think that e-commerce is going to grow. That's expected. Maybe with increased capacity for passenger loads, the yields will be under pressure. But yeah, let's see what it says. As per the news, it says 2 to 3%. So let's have that question answered next year again.
2026 is shaping up to be another year of disruptions. I think what we will expect and continue to see is, the external non-market driven disruptions will continue to impact demand, continue to impact capacity. Overall, I do expect that 2026 is going to be a relatively muted year. We've had tremendous years previously, so I expect 2026 to be relatively muted in that sense.
So I think in 2026 we'll see a similar pattern that we did in 2025 with growth, with the focus on certain commodities, whether that be e-commerce, high value cargo, dangerous goods. I think capacity is always going to be a question. So based on aircraft deliveries coming out on time, for airlines being able to really have the capacity to move cargo. And obviously, the current situation as we sit here in Lima, Peru, in March of 2026, what's happening across the world is obviously going to have an impact. I think perhaps it's a little bit too early to tell how severe that impact is going to be, but predominantly, again, focused on capacity.
So 2026 demand, I think that you're going to see probably 2 to 3% growth. Now, weather is going to have a major factor, and if that the totality of that comes out to be true. Also, the recent conflicts are also going to change some of the demand volume as it moves around the globe. I think you'll still see the same volume. It's just points of origin and destination may change.
I think structurally, air cargo demand looks relatively strong. The headwind that we face is that there are a number of external factors on consumer pricing that may challenge that demand in the slightly longer term.